Wait for it.
Ba-ba-da-da.
It's been a little while. Is there audio? All right. We're live. We're back. What's going on?
I gotta stop chewing my gum.
Yeah, you do. It's not nice.
It's not cute. 1 second.
What's going on, guys? I'm Jeremy. There was Macy. She was there for a minute.
I'm Macy.
We're LSH Live. We're helping you guys be better riders throughout this whole quarantine deal. We had to take a little break right there for a minute.
Yes.
We were doing some live judging, right?
We had a lot of live judging to do.
2 horse shows back to back. So I judged the Show Your Heart Out series and the All Breed Virtual Horse Show. We just finished that.
Yay, you're back.
Yes, we're back. Yes, we'll be back the whole rest of the way through. I don't have any more horse shows planned.
Yeah, so we're good.
That is the plan, anyways, to be back.
I think the check got bigger.
I did. I made it bigger. For your old eyes.
My old eyes.
For your old eyes to be able to read. Yeah, so I made it
missed
bigger.
you guys.
What's up, Teresa, Chelsea, Jennifer? What's going on? Raquel, what's up? So we're gonna do bridles today.
Yeah, we posted a video and we're like, what do you guys want to see?
Yes.
So
We had
it was like bits and lots of bits and all the bits.
Bits. So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna walk you through my bit collection that's hanging in my tack room.
We're back. We are back.
We'll go over everything that's in my tack room. We'll talk about what I like about them, what we don't like about them, kind of what we're going for.
Other than your own show, right? Yeah.
Other than my own show, yes. Other than my own show. We will be doing my own show.
I think it'd be so much fun. We have all of our clients coming out tomorrow. We're gonna have pizza. And...
A barn party tomorrow.
Yeah, I wish we could invite you guys.
Yeah, but we will probably be live on the couch with you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, we were thinking about going live tomorrow where we go like just ride all day, like with everyone. But we'll have to see how they feel.
That might be kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
But not all day.
Chaotic. Hello from Australia. So,
Australia.
you guys showed up.
Yeah, we filled a clinic there for.
We filled four clinics in
there.
Australia.
So we get to go there in August, and we're so excited.
So I was talking to Amanda Harrington, and I was like, you know,
my hair is spare shipped today.
Nice.
Woo!
I was like, you know, Amanda, we could probably try setting up a clinic or 2 there. I was like, maybe we could spend like a week or something. It'd be really fun. I was like, and we can just kind of feel it out. If we have time to fit in New Zealand, if we can't fill like the whole time in Australia, that'd be great to get to New Zealand. And she called me back, and 2 hours later, she was like, we filled it. We filled all of them. We had to add another day.
I love listening to you guys. She's like, hey, Jeremy. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so that was amazing. Thank you so much.
We'll
Thank
take
you
you guys with us.
Yeah, we'll be bringing you guys with us if we can. We'll be maxing out our international data.
We'll be like streaming it all.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be amazing. That'll be in August.
We'll
be out
excited.
there. That'll be sweet.
We'll have to put our mask on in the airplane.
Probably the only ones on the plane.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm from Australia. I know.
The Southern California plane.
Oh
I have never been to California.
I've never been to California either.
She's also never been to California, so we would love to go to California.
Cali life.
That would be sweet. I would love that. Raquel, are you from California? That's amazing.
We have a hair spurs to anyone else way too big. You said 1 inch right now.
1.5. Oh, heel's way too big.
Can you push it? Like
bend them in, yeah.
Squeeze them in.
Yeah, bend them in.
That always works. Because his are really big, and I always squeeze his in.
Or give them to your horseshoer, and he can fix it for you.
Yeah, they can just.
He can grind them down and fix them if you want them.
Or take the hammer.
Yeah, that too, and squeeze them together. But and if you don't like them, send them back.
Yeah.
Because I know that those spurs that you guys, nice. Yes, in Southern California. Let's set it up.
That'd be so amazing.
Let's set it up. I know that the spurs that you guys ordered from Harris are not made by them, and that company got shut down, and then they reopened. That's why you guys are getting your spurs now. So if they're not good, send a message to Harris, or we'll talk to him for you because he just called me today. So we'll go there.
To live in San Diego, California. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. I was just watching YouTube videos.
Okay,
there you go. Here we go. Put a vice in your boots. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's always good.
Yep.
The ones that wrap on your boot.
Yeah.
Hold it together.
Yep.
That's really good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard sharing spurs with them because his heels are so much bigger than mine.
The problem that I have, and I don't know if you guys have this problem or not too, if your bands are too tall, right, then this little edge cuts into your foot.
And it gives you like a...
It gives you a burn on the inside of your foot.
Yeah.
So I always have my horseshoer grind that tip off and grind it down. Just come Tennessee.
We'll go there too.
we're hopefully be able to travel soon. Fingers crossed. Hopefully be able to travel soon. We'll see what happens. I just heard the World Equestrian Center is closing from September to March of next year.
March. That's so insane.
So they're going to try to be open in the summer, but then they're going to close down September to March.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are any of you guys going to the Pintle World that got pushed back? We're thinking about going.
Color Breed Congress / Pinto World, that
Yeah.
deal? Yeah, that'd be really fun. Happens there too. Yeah, so have your horseshoer roll the edge of that on a grinder. Or I guess if you guys own a grinder yourselves, you can do it too.
Grind that yourselves.
Yep.
But yeah, we were all talking about going, and I was like, I'm sure a lot of people from our little fan group will be going.
Oh yeah, it's the Pinto World for sure.
And we could all get lessons there together.
Yes, you're gonna be coaching 80 people on the rail.
You'd be like, ah!
So my dream is that we could have like everybody's there with little barns, and then we have like this rogue group of renegades that just follows LSH live. That just shows up like a bunch of pirates and takes their prizes.
Let's do a world tour. That'd be amazing.
California's still shut down. Yeah, our ferry takes the spurs of their boots, make them right. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, Celebrity Comic Spinner World.
You are going to? That'd be so awesome.
I'm not going
Jennifer?
to compete with Dawn's horse because Lola looks amazing.
Yeah, Lola looks amazing.
Lola's killing
her
it.
jog, I was like, what?
Lola's killing it. I don't want to go compete against her.
Jennifer's going. Oh my gosh, that'd be so much fun.
It'll be really fun. So hopefully we'll bring Dubs and Piper and Charlie. That'd be a blast.
And maybe Harris, if she can come here.
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be all really fun.
That'd be really
And
good.
I was thinking I could show Peanut in the salad because I wouldn't want to
Why
like,
not?
you know, not do something.
You can't not show Peanut, right?
No.
Getting close. Had my spur break at a show. Wow. I have a couple spurs with no rowels, so I know how I feel.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That would be
Me and Barn B.
We were trying to get like the air conditioning barn.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to do the air conditioning because, like, for us,
And it has carpet, and you can like just sit on the carpet.
for us from Michigan, right? Like when we go there, it's way too hot for our horses. So we gotta have the air conditioning. Our horses are very uncomfortable.
Don't be scared. I'm scared. Wish I go and see my horse in 2 months.
Oh,
Is your
no.
barn still shut down, or is
Oh,
your barn
no.
shut down?
Hello,
Vegas
Gracie.
in October.
Vegas in October. Now you're talking.
Because I turned 21 this August, and me and Jane were like, let's go to Vegas. And we were like, okay, okay.
Is Vegas back open? I haven't heard.
I don't know.
I've not heard.
I want to do the zip line.
Down Old Town?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the all breed show
That was fun.
and the show your heart out. I had a lot of fun seeing you guys' patterns. More of you guys in the all breed than the other one.
Yeah, and then the show your heart out.
So I was extra hard on you guys, by the way. I was extra hard because you guys know better. You know better. You were walked through, you were coached through all this.
They don't do the carpet anymore. Really?
Oh no.
That was 2 years ago we went, right?
2 years ago, yeah.
And we had her in the air conditioning barn, and it was all carpeted.
It was in the one, like, the main drag is right here, and then there's like that little boulevard, and there's another barn right there.
Yeah.
Where they have, like, across the parking lot's the gun show or whatever.
Yeah, and we would take frisbees, and I would sit in the frisbee, and Jeremy would drag me down the carpet.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of videos
Yeah.
of that.
We kept ourselves entertained.
That whoops.
Yeah, they were fun.
They were fun.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
Sandy, your horse is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful, beautiful horse right there. Just a tank.
Yeah, I mean, like, drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, you were doing a good job.
Handsome, we should say.
There was
Drop dead
one.
handsome.
There was one thing. What happened?
Uh-oh.
One of your patterns, you forgot to do something. Forgot to trot, or forgot to stop and back, or something. And I was like, oh, Sandy, come on. I had you first.
Can't help that. I don't know.
But that's a gorgeous horse. You guys, you sent that one. Did Gibbs have that one? Do I remember that right? I think Jeff trained that one. Beautiful horse. A really nice job. Really cool horse.
I would need a trash can lid over these. No!
Oh.
Jeremy even sat his booty in the frisbee.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember
Frisbee
I was
works.
trying to spin you, and I fell over top, and it was a
Yeah,
mess.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe for Worlds. Yeah, I think for Worlds they have it all carpeted.
Yeah, it might have been. Might have been. Yep. But it was so
And then-
hot there.
We are only 20 people away from hitting 200 on our Patreon page, and we'll do a whole nother
Do another set of
giveaway
spurs.
for custom spurs. So
Yeah, yeah.
let's build that up
Yes.
so we can do some more giveaways.
On our
Because it's killing
Patreon
me. I
page.
want to like give them all to you guys.
Mason give everything away if she could.
I could. I got
Absolutely
shit in my
everything.
mouth. I got
So
diet.
we're working with Harris to get that one. And then we have a special surprise for you guys
Straight out.
coming soon in a couple days. Got a big surprise. Really excited to talk to you guys about it. So hopefully that'll be. He's maybe been sitting for 5 years. He's just my kid's horse, so I sold the one Gibbs had. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, yep.
It's a cool horse. Yeah, so we have a really cool new thing that's coming. Maybe tomorrow, maybe
Or the
Monday.
next day.
maybe
Or maybe
Monday.
the next day, or maybe the next day, or.
Might take till Monday to get here, but maybe tomorrow.
My mom says she wants to hug you for all the changes you are.
Elbows.
Air hug. We can do air hugs. No, it's just
Can do
like give me a hug.
Foot taps. Yeah.
Forelock winner tonight or tomorrow. I'll post it tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
right.
post the winner.
Or no, tomorrow, Friday.
What day is it today?
Today's Thursday.
I don't even know what day it is. I'll post
Right?
it tomorrow.
Is today Thursday?
I don't know.
Yes, today's Thursday. Last day of the horse.
Yeah, it's Thursday, May 14th.
Okay.
So
Yes.
we'll go live tomorrow and announce the winner.
We love to tease you,
There was
that's
this
right.
really funny one that like the mini had it. It was Chuck and he had it braided all the way up like a unicorn.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, we love to teach you. So then I did talk to Ice Vibe, and Ice Vibe said because of the coronavirus, they're not doing a promo code.
Is it your shirts and hoodies?
No. It's better.
Oh no, it's better.
It's better than that.
Oh my hair. Oh my hair. Oh my
The 7 French forelock heroin. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, and there's been some like Afro forelocks.
Yeah.
I tried to find a good picture of penis forelock. That was the only good picture. Oh, sorry. That I could find. None of our horses have good forelocks.
No, penis is the best one.
Penis.
Yep. Dubs just has a tough.
Yeah, and Marley has like string.
Yeah, Marley's just got just like 2 straggled
Piper's
hairs.
isn't bad, but it's not like luscious.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it is not the hoodies and t-shirts.
No, we
It's
saw
even
it.
better.
We saw it had a design for that.
You guys don't know anything about this.
No, we haven't even talked about it.
Nobody
We've
knows
been
anything
keeping
about
it on the
this.
hush hush because we didn't know if it was gonna happen or not.
And you guys will be the first ones to know.
Yeah, Kelly. Shh.
You guys will be the first ones to know.
You guys better not DM Kelly and beg her.
Anyone in the world what it's gonna be.
Technically second because Kelly knows.
Kelly knows.
And Diana knows.
Don't say things like
And
that. They're gonna
Anna
message.
knows. Don't message them.
Yeah. What's the next topic for sit-down videos? We're gonna be going over viewer videos. We're so far behind on your guys' videos. So we're doing tons of viewer videos. We've got lots of those to do. So that's what we're gonna start back up.
Just kidding, never too many.
We've got a ton. Need a
Need a
hint?
hint.
Nah.
No, we
Nah.
give them a hint.
You don't need a hint.
We give them a hint.
But yeah, so I was saying.
You can use it with your horse.
You can use it with your horse. Yeah, it's a piece of equipment.
And you can use it for yourself.
Yes.
All the things.
That's vague enough, yeah.
You can pick it up, you can put it down, you can look at it,
You can touch
you
it.
can polish it, you can color it. No, you can't color it. I guess you could color it.
You could color it. You could. But yeah,
Is that good? Is that good?
that's a good hint. So then, Ice Vibe will not be giving us a promo code. Sad. Until after the coronavirus is all done.
Yeah.
But they're watching. So if you guys send them a message and you say that LSH Live sent you and Jeremy LaRose, you're part of the crew. If you guys buy their stuff, send them a message and push that.
We just looked at our Ice Vibe boots yesterday.
I love those things. Love those things. But yeah, so the next sit-down video tomorrow night will be going over viewer videos. Hopefully we'll do that all weekend.
Margarita, you won!
A margarita. There it is. A quarantini.
A quarantini with the cherry on top.
Yeah, we're giving quarantinis away.
Free sales for
Free
all
sales for all Patreon. Everybody gets a saddle.
Everyone gets a saddle.
Everybody gets a saddle.
So,
Yeah.
I would do
So-
that if I could.
We can get started. Good life. Is it time? Time to get serious? We can teach something now. All right. So I brought out my bit collection for you guys today.
I think I'm gonna hold the camera.
Yeah, I brought a lot of bits, and I wanted to show you guys like.
Jump over this fence.
Well, you can stand aside. You know, you can just pass that over, right?
Yep, for sure.
That's just like a fence.
My bad.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh no, I turned it off.
Oh, good. Hang on, guys. There you
One
go.
second. There we go.
So we have our bit collection here. So I want to start off
Just
with.
quick question. Why does this tilt?
I don't know.
Okay,
Did you hold a cricket bat?
we're just gonna have to deal with it.
Hey. All right, so I brought out my bit collection, and we've done a little bit of this before. It was long, long ago in the Patreon world. One of our first videos, I was by myself. Mace didn't come to the barn that day.
No, I was getting my hair done.
And if you guys remember, I had a gate panel set.
And it fell.
Yeah, it fell, it tipped over, wrecked the whole show by myself. Had no production.
No, but
team.
Sam was there to help you.
Sam was there.
I remember Denny sat in the chairs.
Yeah, they just watched it fall.
They did. They're like,
No.
what, bro?
So I'm gonna run you guys through like where I start with my horses. So every horse starts here, okay? Rubber Snaffle, trusty Rubber Snaffle, all right? This one to me, really important. You see it's got some young stuff on there, young horse food. But yeah, so Rubber Snaffle is where I start every single horse. I don't want to be intimidated by my hands, right? So this is where that horse can learn to trust and sit on my hands. The last thing you want to do is touch your horse's face and take the chin away in the very beginning.
Like I said, it's really windy.
Oh, really?
Oh, come on.
Just blowing across.
Can hear lots of wind.
You gotta block it with your body.
I guess so.
There you go. Yeah,
Well,
wind picked up out of nowhere. We do live in the windy city around here, I guess.
You gotta get in like line. Come
Yep.
over.
All right, so
Is that better? I'm gonna hold down here.
that should be better. So Rubber Snaffle is where we start everything. I want him to trust and sit on my hands. The last thing you want your hands to do is fold up their chin in the very beginning. So this Rubber Snaffle gets that horse where it leans on your hands and pushes on you, and you can talk to their shoulders, all right? So in this Rubber Snaffle, they're gonna stick their nose straight out, and they're gonna be able to, you bring your elbows to you and back their shoulders up to you, all right? Really important that everything starts in that Rubber Snaffle. I tried a side pull once and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, someone said, what about a side pull, or is that different?
Nope, I tried a side pull once and I didn't like it at all because it was just like, it didn't transition well to my bit. and they learn to like really sit out there and really poke their nose out. I think a side pull started horse probably transitions better into a Basel. Like maybe they're better at making that transition because they're used to that pull like across the top of their nose. But yeah, I didn't like my side pull. I tried it 1 year. Who did I try it on? Vegas and
Peanut.
did I start Peanut at side pull?
Yeah, you did start a side pull.
Yeah, and she wants to be out here the rest of her life. It's been 3 years trying to bring her back.
You ruined her, Jeremy.
It's been 3 years trying to bring her back.
You broke her.
Yeah. So then from the right here, the rubber snaffle, we move into the smooth snaffle.
You gotta go out there.
Yep.
Okay.
We're moving to a smooth snaffle. Okay. Just a regular
But you gotta come down.
O-ring smooth snaffle. Nothing special here. Just something that's got a light, kind of a heavier snaffle. It's got a little bit of feel to it, a little bit of bounce to it. And this is where I start trying to get my horse's chin in a little bit, right? But not much, because we can talk about that spectrum of our horse's body, right? Where they're too far one way, too far the other. In a bit like this, I still want them kind of pushy, right? So we talk about changing the equipment based on what your horse is doing and how he responds to the equipment. So I don't mind my horse pushing against a smooth snaffle, all right? So,
A couple questions.
yep, go ahead.
Kelly said rubber snaffle for starting.
Yes, 100%.
And then Jasmine said, would you recommend using rubber snaffle with a older horse that's having issues with some intimidation?
Yes. So we rode dubs in a rubber snaffle for quite a while. Yep, 100%. So getting that chin back out, getting him to sit on your hands and kind of push on you, 100% agree. To fix an intimidated horse, one that's scared of your hands, get him in something really dull like that. Absolutely.
And then how do you feel about dog one snaffles?
Dog bone snaffles.
Dog bone snaffles? Versus this bit.
I don't.
Wait, isn't the dog one like right in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't. I like in like 3-piece snaffles. I don't like them. I think they break too many places, and your horse gets a little too wobbly in them. I think that having this be a little bit more solid. Remember, the more places your bit moves, the more flexible and loose your horse should become in it, right? So we talk about snaffles, right? Look how loose that is, right? So in a snaffle, the more places it moves, the more loose your horse should be. I think if you were in like a 3-piece snaffle or something like that, it would just get kind of
too much.
Too much.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go live tomorrow on the couch.
Yes.
And it'll be around like 10 something.
It'll be later. Yeah. It'll be later.
Well, it's we're having a little barn party here tomorrow and a bunch of lessons, so
Yep.
we'll be doing that.
Yep. And then once we get out of the smooth snaffle, we move into my favorite, probably everyday bit, which is going to be our medium D ring, right? Medium twist D. This is every horse rides in this. Everybody that comes to my barn, it's got a lot of food on it from Peanut.
Ew.
Every horse that comes to the barn rides in this. Every client rides in this. This is your everyday bread and butter to me.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Because if I get my horse hiding behind this, I can go back a gear and I can say, oh, whoops, got him a little too overdone. Let's go back to the smooth snaffle, right? So this little order of go here, right? Or if he pushes on us too much, I can switch to a thinner snaffle. Right
all
here.
All the things.
All the snaffles.
Do you want to help him with that, Mom?
They didn't make the trip well.
No, they didn't. Oh my, I'm gonna get hit.
Right there. All right, so then if they stay pushy on my hands, then we move to the thinner snaffle. All right, but you have like this order of snaffles that you can move into, right? Every horse rides in this. If they're too pushy, we can go here to thinner snaffle.
Ashley said the twisted wire is like gold in our barn.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Or you go back to the smooth snaffle, all right? But you ride here most of the time. If your horse gets too pushy, you go here, right? If he's too light and he hides his chin, hides his shoulders, and runs through your hands, go back a gear. Go back to here, all right? And that's an important distinction that I think people need to understand. If he hides his chin and runs through with his shoulders, you have to go down, not up in gears, all right? Go down in bits, in severity, all right? Because people try to make their horses go slow. Their horse runs their shoulders away from them, and they try to shut it down by going up to thin bits, right? This is going to fold your horse's chin up more. He's going to be able to run through you more, all right?
Right.
So keep that in mind. This will make their legs fiery, all all right? If you want their legs to travel across the ground soft, you have to get them light in this or in this, all right? So keep that in mind. Like, don't think for a second that you're gonna slow that horse down or teach him to stay back by putting more iron in his mouth, because the more you go on the severe side, right, you get up into this, the more he's gonna fold his chin back. And then we talk about that car crash effect, right? Where you're jackknifing everything forward, but you're folding him under, so everything just goes over the top, all right? So everything's gonna run out that way, and a thinner snaffle's not gonna save you. The only thing that's gonna save you if your horse does not stand up in his shoulders is to go down bits, back into a smooth snaffle or a rubber snaffle, and get those shoulders rocked up and back, right? And that's what I've been working on, like with my Charlie horse that I have, Kelly Prince Johnson's horse, if you guys see her in the comments. That horse had to learn how to stand up his shoulders better, all right? So standing his shoulders up and back, we've got his head up, right? We're pulling his head up right here, rolling his shoulders back, making him stand up, because if we fold his chin under, we try to drop his head down, everything just goes with it and it all falls into the dirt, right? And then that horse gets scrambly, gets quick-legged. The first thing he's got to do is shift his weight back, right? Once your horse goes and stays here by picking their head up and learns to keep his weight back and his shoulders up, then you can drop his neck down, but it keeps his shoulders up and keeps his weight back here, all right? Because what you run into is you'll drop their head down and fold their chin under before they're ready, before their shoulders stand up, and then everything just drives that way and out.
Right.
Okay?
What would you try for a horse that takes a normal snaffle and puts his nose out and runs?
Puts his nose out and runs in a normal snaffle, go to a thinner bit, right? So, or take the power away from him completely by using your snaffle the way it's designed, which is to get him flexible here, all right?
Do you want to show him? My mom can hold it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's these.
So, like in a regular snaffle, okay? So I'm riding, Macy's my horse, okay? If I keep her head and neck directly in front of me, all right? And I try to get in the pulling match with her, right here. The horse is stronger than you. I won't drop you in the dirt today. I won't drop you in the dirt today. The horse is always stronger than you. So what I tell people to do all the time is off-center that horse. Take the power away. Do you see how easy I can do that? Like if she's right here and she's leaning against me, I can just let one side go and look at that twist. And now I can walk down this side and bring her around to me, especially if I tickle her right here when I do it, right? If I come in under there with my foot and tickle her while I do it, it takes all the power away from her. So that's why when we start our young horses, right, we're riding along. Probably the biggest thing I want you guys to be comfortable doing when you ride is get out here. This is the hardest thing to do when you ride, is to ride out here and go to your feet. Because everybody wants to ride right here.
We're gonna, tomorrow with Diana, we're gonna put her on a lunge line, and she's gonna, whoa. She's gonna work on going to her feet and getting her hands out here, because it's such an uncomfortable position when you haven't rode like that before.
Yep. So she's gonna stick her arms straight out and learn to push herself back away from the bit.
Let's do a video on that.
Yep, push yourself away from the horse's front end and use your feet, all right? So to go here and use your feet is tricky to do.
Yeah,
it's hard, it's confusing, all right? So,
especially because like you don't feel safe out here.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? People don't trust that their horse is gonna stay with them when they're out here. But what I want you to realize is when you're here like this, look, that horse is free to go, all right? But most of the time what we do is we hold on to that horse like this, and look, she got something to lean into now. So she can just relax on my hands and lean on me.
This is nice.
Yeah, and she can sit there all day, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, look, you don't get to lean against me, so we're gonna here and then come around, right? So that's right, every time we just ask for these shoulders come to me and then come around. Because I want her to operate, if you look at where her legs are, all right? So if we say that her hand is that horse's chin, all right? Go ahead and turn around. I'll put this over your head.
Okay, good. Not bad.
All right. So this is probably the best demo that we can do. So now,
scary.
your hand is right here on the bit.
Okay.
Just so. There you go. All right, so that's the horse's chins out there. All right? Go ahead and stick your arm straight out. Stick your arm out. Push against the bit.
Oh.
There's your horse's chin, okay? What I want you to realize is it's not their chin that I want to talk to when I bring my elbows to me, all right? So I'm riding along here. I don't want to bring her chin to me. I want to bring that horse's shoulders to me, all right? So this right here is our horse's shoulder. It's their body.
Big shoulder.
When I bring my elbows to me, bring your body to me, all right? Don't bring their chin, because if she brings her chin, go ahead and go back out there.
Okay.
Stick your chin out. What you guys tend to do to your horses, and what I used to do, right, is I would go like this.
And their shoulders go each way.
Look at that. Didn't bring her shoulders back at all. And this is what your horses are doing. And you're like, why is my horse? You're like, why is my horse so heavy in my hands? Right? And you go, oh, I gotta put more bit in there. And you just tuck that chin against their chest, and their shoulders don't ever come back to
They
you.
just get out here.
That's what they do right there. And we're pulling and leaning, and we're like, okay, let's do some Western pleasure. Let's put our hands down at the horse show. And you're line driving your horse around, right?
I'm a good horse.
You're a good horse. So what I want you guys to do instead is think about your horse's body, in that when I pull my elbows to me, she brings her body to me. Now put your nose out. Look, but she's got to keep this right here close to me.
Yes.
All right? Then we lope up.
In place.
Up. What is that? That's not loping. What gear are we in?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're roping.
So that's what you're looking to do. So that's where the slack in your reins comes from. Look, she can stick her nose out
A smooth lope.
right there, and look at the drape in my reins. All right? Right there. That's what we're looking for. So when you guys watch those horses show at the horse show, right, those reins just stay draped on either side of that horse's neck. They don't wobble anywhere. So go ahead and come back to me a little bit here. So let's back her up. Bring those shoulders back. And now we'll lope off.
You actually lope?
Yeah. Right there. Shoulders stay to me. That's what we're going for. All right? But look, her chin can be out. Her chin can be out. And that's what I want you guys to understand. So there's a difference in the feel between bringing this horse's shoulders to you and bringing their chin to you. When you start doing this and you chop at them, you're going to fold their chin under, and then they just lean. They just lean into your hands. And that's where most people's horses are.
They are.
That's good.
I know, I'm a good horse.
I can't imagine what that looks like on camera. This is a weird demo. This is a weird demo.
You need to go away. You're dirty.
People on YouTube are gonna find this and be like, I don't know what that channel's about.
You should be like,
You're not gonna let-
yeah.
So that's what happens, all right? So then what you have to think about with that in mind, okay? If your horse has a problem leaning their shoulders through you, go ahead and take this,
Could
Macy.
you repeat that? I was only watching Macy.
So if your horse,
Let me get back in.
Yes.
Okay.
get back in the saddle.
Okay, I'll get back in the saddle.
I can't hold this still. Stop.
So if,
Let's just make this dirty.
if your horse has a problem hiding their chin and they still lean their shoulders, look, nothing about putting a more bit in their mouth is gonna help you.
No.
Because look, she's still leaning with her shoulders. We're still giving her something to lean on with her shoulders.
I might break this bit.
Yeah. All it is for her is it's less comfortable to push her chin against that. So what's she gonna do with her chin? If you had your hand right here, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fold your hand right against your stomach and you're gonna put your chin to your chest, but your shoulders never come to you. And you can sit there and chop at this chin and you can't chop at your shoulders, right?
Nope.
So we're trying to get rid of the chopping, right?
Sure.
We try to tell all of our clients there's no more chopping your horse. There's no more of this. It doesn't work,
No.
right? Because rarely, if your horse's shoulders are back to you, right? So let's go ahead and put your shoulders back and now stick your chin out. Your chin, yep. So if that horse's chin is out, if your horse's chin is out, but their shoulders are back, this is really light to work on. This is super soft to work on, all right? Because you can just come here like this. But see how she always keeps her shoulders back. So what you guys are feeling when you're riding is you're here and you're set up to lope off. That horse doesn't come up under us, it goes forward. It leans right here. So when you really feel the pull, that horse's chin can only go out so far, right? So go ahead and stick your chin as far out as you can. That's as far as she can go with her chin, all right? So now any more pull that I feel are her shoulders and her body leaning against me, right? And her body leaning. But what happens is her shoulders still go forward, right? But her chin comes back. So let's come back here. Come back here. So this is, we started off really light on the reins, right? We got our chin out, right? So this is where your horse started, right? Your young horse started right here. You backed it and you turned it a couple times, and see her body is not very far from mine. So she's keeping her shoulders right here under me, right? So we got this horse's, I'm in the saddle right here. Horse's shoulders are right here. Keep your shoulders under me. Watch what happens when her shoulders still go forward, but we put a heavy bit in her mouth and bring her chin back, does it stop her shoulders from going at all? All right, so go ahead and go forward. And I'm gonna work your chin back. Yep. I'm gonna work your chin back.
Will you actually walk?
Yeah.
Oh, you pulling so hard.
All right, so look, now she's still going forward away from me with her shoulders, but now her chin is on her chest. We haven't addressed the issue of these shoulders at all, right? Get those shoulders to stay back
This
to you.
was Peanut.
Yeah, this is where we were with Peanut. Yeah. And she's just spinning out like that, exactly. She's kicking up dirt into my face the whole time, right? But what we try to do is we try to just put bigger bits in their mouth, right?
Give
We
me
say,
a
you know what?
getaway frame.
We say, you know what? We gotta go with, my horse runs away in a class, right? It's running away, here you go.
Give me a getaway frame.
So we put that in there and we go, get these shoulders back, right? Yeah. And our horse has to just leave the bridle and just get lost, right? So keep that in mind when you ride, that it's about getting their shoulders back to
she
you.
didn't lick and chew.
She didn't lick and chew. I didn't pet
Wow,
her either.
Macy.
Forgot to pet my Macy.
Best demo yet. Whips and chains. Hold on, Jimmy. You have a
Got a wild one, that's right. Hey, Amanda. Good morning.
I'm missing.
Red-headed mare moment, exactly.
It is a red-headed mare moment.
Exactly. Well, you see where Peanut gets it from. Yeah, she gets it from her mama.
From you.
Yeah, so, that being said, if you get your horse's shoulders...
That was a good demo.
That was good, though. That's the first time we've shown that one. That's a world exclusive.
We stuck on it.
So
I'm
that's the
gonna
first time we've shown that one. So keeping that in mind, when you go to put a different bit on your horse's mouth, right? You go to put anything in their mouth from then on out. If you have their shoulders up and back to you, it doesn't matter what you have in their mouth, all right? What you have in their mouth is all about how much feel you want to have. If your horse kind of leans in your hands, then you can put something sharper in there. If they hide from your hands, you put something softer in there.
Maybe to lunge her to get some of the extra energy out.
Put her in a round pen, just let her run.
All day.
And just stand in the middle.
All day.
Let them run.
So where are we?
All right, so now we're gonna talk about our shank bit selection, because those are my snaffles, right? Those are the 3 snaffles that I own. Those are 3 snaffles I use.
You didn't
What's the same thing? It's just twist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then we go into our shank bits.
Oh yeah, that one's nice.
Yep.
I like this one too.
So this one, we broke a rein on, but I think our zip tie
Obviously, we
gave
haven't
out.
rode it in a long time.
Yeah, haven't used this one in a little while, but this is kind of like a little bridge bit. So to go from your medium twist snaffle into a little short shank like this, still pretty flexible, right? Your horse is gonna be pretty soft in this. Just a little, tiny little shank,
It's
right?
like
Maybe
the
1
same
inch.
twist as a D-ring. It's
2
just
inch.
a little bit, like a little shank on it.
Yep. Just a little bit of leverage there. Probably gonna do like a leather chin strap, or yeah, probably a leather chin strap.
Yeah.
And this is where you start thinking about the different pieces of your horse's mouth that you're trying to get broke, right? So when you're in a snaffle, all right, you're in a snaffle right here, and you work this bit side to side, right? We work this bit left to right, and we get this bit sliding back and forth. So it's gonna work on the corners of their horse's mouth, right? No chin pressure, no roof of the mouth pressure, a little bit of tongue pressure, right? But you're pulling on the corners of their mouth, the bars of their mouth, all right? So when you transition into a bit like this is where you still have the corners of their mouth, right? Still have the bars of their mouth, because you have this kind of bit in there. So you're still gonna be able to work left to right, but now you have a little bit of shank, so you start putting some pressure on the underside of their chin, okay? The big idea here is that we always work on improving one piece at a time, one new concept at a time. So we always have this left to right to fall back on in this that she knows, right? But then we have the little bit of shank to rotate, which is new. So we can combine something she knows with something that's new.
Because it's a cow horse bit.
Cow horse bit?
Yeah.
I got a lot of those.
With 1 rein.
With 1 rein. That's the 1 rein pull stop right there.
You brought that up.
Oh, I use it. I don't have any horse that needs
It's
it.
actually, I'd love to see Macy running horizontal in the route pen. I can do that for you guys.
But yeah, so then it's always one new piece at a time, right? So then once my horse is pretty good in that, then I can go into something like this.
How about this one?
Like this one. We'll get there next.
Oh, okay.
Where I've got a little bit of port in there, all right? And this is my horsemanship practice bit, okay? I do lots of practicing horsemanship in this one because this swivels everywhere. Look how loose this thing is, right? This got lots of swivel to it, super loose bit. It moves right here. The shanks twist, everything just collapses everywhere, all right? But I have a little port in the middle. So now we start introducing some pressure to our horse's roof of their mouth and their tongue, as well as we now have broke underneath our chin, all right? So one new piece at a time, right? We go from the corners of their mouth and our snaffles to the underside of their chin with my little shank, right? Get that underside of their chin soft. Then use what they know about the underside of their chin combined with some pressure on the roof of their mouth. So now they'll start learning how to stay in the bridle under my hands, right? So we get the roof of their mouth broke now, and then you can start transitioning into something with a little bit more port. So that's when I go here. And now I have the same kind of collapsible bit with a little longer shank and a little higher port, all right? So a little bit higher port, longer shank, still swivels everywhere. This is a good one-handed training bit.
I love this bit.
Yep, really nice one-handed training bit. Leather chin strap on there so I'm not getting too much chin pressure, right? Remember, you can tighten this up or loosen this up to give your horse more room or less room, or you can swap it out for a chain to give them a little bit more bite underneath their chin, depending on what you need, right? If you have a horse that is not real good on the bottom side of their chin, right? We've had horses in the past where you put pressure under here and they hate it.
And they hate it.
They come up away from it.
Marley didn't like it.
Molly didn't like it, Charlie didn't like
Well,
it.
Charlie hated it.
Charlie loved having her nose out.
That
And
one
the
big
underside
bang
of her
was too
chin
fun.
was not gonna get you there.
No.
The roof of her mouth was. You could go to the roof of her mouth with a little taller port and it would be great.
Yeah.
But you had to give her relief underneath with a leather chin strap.
Yeah.
Because if you went with a chain strap
And sometimes no chin
and a
strap.
tall port, then it didn't work, right? And she hated it. And then what you can do, obviously not at shows, but at home, is take the chin strap off.
Yeah, we usually take the chin straps off.
If you have a horse that likes to fold their chin up, take the chin strap off, all right? To work on the roof of their mouth without folding them under because you lose a lot of leverage that way. They're gonna pull on you a little harder, but you lose the leverage action of your bit, so you can take the chin strap off.
Yep.
Right? Then you lose that kind of like pinch that you roll into that bit in their mouth, all right? So then we go into there.
Look,
and then,
my mare hates chain.
Yeah.
I don't really like it either. I think it bites too hard.
it bites hard, yep. So then we go from there
We have a lot of leather chin straps.
into my 7 shank. Yeah, see everything that I don't think I have one chain, honestly.
I don't think so either.
That one's kind of gummy. I think it's humid.
Yeah,
So-
it's gross here today.
Yep. So then we go from our 1 port to my famous 7 shank, right?
This is an amazing bit.
Somebody told me that Fapani stopped making bits,
Oh.
but you can find some of these on Amazon, unfortunately. So maybe we can get with somebody and get them to make this
Yeah,
again.
we can make it.
Yeah, yep. But I like this one a lot. So now it's little copper mouthpiece in there, does not swivel anywhere. So now it's time to start getting a horse solid, all right? So we've had them in these other bits, and it keeps them pretty loose yet, but now you start getting them in this, and all that moves is the shank. So now we have a solid mouthpiece. That horse's head neck's gonna stay a lot straighter in front of them, all right? Because remember, the more place your bit moves, the more room your horse has to get loose,
Right.
all right? So when you start putting something like this on there, it's time to start stiffening up. So now that, say, Diana and Dubs, if you guys saw the video of them on Instagram, they're looking amazing, right?
Hannah and Dubs.
And Hannah and Dubs too, right?
I think that was the video we posted.
I don't know if Diana posted one or not.
Oh.
Anyway, so Dubs, if you
Either
guys
one
seen
of
him
them.
lately, they've been practicing the 7 shank, right? Because it's time to start getting that horse a little bit more solid. We've got him pretty loose. Time to get him solid again, see where we like him, all right? Then you can go into something like this.
I don't like these bits.
Which is a long shank, right? Little spoon bit, but
You know, when I showed him these, I didn't like it because I feel like my horse was like always picked her head up,
yeah,
and they were always like scared of them.
yep.
Like she always kind of got a little scared of them. But I said,
Yep.
like they are intimidating. Like, that thing's huge.
This is a long shank. So remember, the longer your shank like this, the less you have to move your hand.
Dawn said that that's the exact bit I showed Lola
The 7 shank?
7 shank.
Yeah, yep. So the longer your shank, the less your hand has to move in a class, okay? Because look, the little bit of leverage, right, makes this move a lot. So you can apply a lot of pressure without much in this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of them.
Yep. So just keep that in mind. If your shank is long, you're gonna get a lot more action when you go like this to your horse.
Right.
Because you just got so much more down there,
Yeah, I agree.
all right? So keep that in mind. A little bit of twist on this goes a long way. You can make this move a lot, right? Especially if you tighten your chin strap up, that's a lot of bite without much movement at all,
Yeah.
all right? So then, the next,
I think that's when your horse is like super, 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 super broke.
super broke, yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to touch your horse's face much once you get into like this territory, right? So this is the tallest port that I own, a little A-frame type, right? So this is, and again, a leather chin strap, okay? So again, these are more advanced bits, right? So remember, the mentality is opposite for us. The more broke your horse is, the less you touch their face, the more bit you could have.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Right.
Right? Which is where a lot of people get mixed up. They go, my horse is not very broke. He's not very good in his face. I need this. It's not how it works, guys.
Right.
All right? Not how it works. You should not be going from this as your starter bit into this as your finish bit. Okay? That horse knows nothing about giving his chin or the roof of his mouth when you're in here. Right? So you have to start him off gradually, work on teaching him how to do things. And when our horse is in this bit right here, we shouldn't have to touch on their face, right?
Yeah,
they should stay back with us automatically.
Yeah, Hattie said, I know every horse will be different, but is there a certain time frame you move up to the next bit, or at what level do you believe your horse is ready to move up?
I would say once I'm in my snaffles, all right? So we did talk about the other day. We're wearing our snaffles, okay? If you want to be my horse again, Mason.
Yes, for sure.
You can just hold it in front of you. Okay. You can hold the bit. The time frame for moving up, right? So what we did with our horses, we had a couple of horses that loved picking their heads up and picking their heads out of the bridle, right? So we said, you know what? We're gonna get these horses' heads, we're gonna pull them up. So I had horses that want to pick their heads up, and I pulled their heads up. So I got right here, and I held their heads up until they said, I don't want any part of that. And they decided they wanted to come down. And I said, whew, that's way easier, all right? So I let that horse decide. I let them figure out. It's way easier if I just put my head down,
Right.
all right? So ideally, you could just go like this and teach your horse to stay down and shuffle your hands, and you can work up from here, all right? But we have some horses, it's all about form to function, right?
Yes.
Form to function. If you try to do this on Marley, she wouldn't be able to do it.
No, like at all.
At all, all right? The way her neck tied into her shoulder and her back, it was not allowed to come above level.
It was so weird. We started working with Peanut. I'm like, why do I have to work on dropping her head and neck down? Because with Peanut, I mean, Marley, we didn't have to.
Never had to, never a problem.
Never once was like, oh, I better shuffle wide now.
Yep. So we got on Peanut, is a great example, right? Peanut's neck is built a little bit uphill, right? It just ties in a little bit higher.
Ties in higher.
If you watch her go, she just carries her head a little bit higher. We spent a year trying to
get it down.
teach Peanut the same way that we taught Marley. We were like, shoot, that works so good. I love this program. This is great. And we got on Peanut and we spent a year trying to do the same thing.
Right.
And it didn't work. She still had a head up.
She did, yeah.
And it was a combination of two things. One, she's a little bit more stubborn horse, right? And two, she just wasn't made to do that.
She wasn't made to drop her head down like that.
Yeah. So what we had to do is say, you know what? All right, your way.
The
Right?
greenhouse is gonna fall down.
We'll take what you want to do and make it my idea.
Right.
You want to pick your head up? Let's pick it up. Let's come way up here, right? So Peanut and I loped around with our hands wide like this and my legs on, loping my straight line or my counter can or whatever, and just held her up here until she went, oh, I don't really want to be there, right? And I held her up and then I let her come down until you can come here and her neck doesn't want to stay up. It doesn't want to flip up,
Right.
right? So the key to being able to switch to something else is when you can start working here.
And your neck doesn't come.
It doesn't come up like that, all right? You have to have the ability to put pressure up on your bit and that horse go into the pressure a little bit. Go into the pressure, right? Sorry. So that's the key, right? Is coming here and saying, it's like pinch the tongue too, doesn't it? Wow.
These things are dumb.
Teach you to be nice to your horse's mouth, right? So you want to be able to put pressure on, have that horse move into the pressure, all right? And now a lot of people are not comfortable with that feeling.
I'm gonna get a blood blister.
Maybe. So a lot of people are not comfortable with that feeling, right? Where you put pressure on, your horse pulls down into your hands.
Right.
Because the second they start feeling that horse's mouth in their hands, they're like,
Yeah.
get over here, right? They get mad about it. You gotta learn to love that pressure.
Yeah.
Learn to love that contact
It's
with that
the
horse's
difference,
face.
like pressure like this, or just kind of like
In your hands.
in your hands. Like that's a huge difference.
Yep, yep.
Like sometimes doves will like
Rip it.
pull it, and like that's not.
That's not good, yep. But it's probably just part of the process,
Yeah, that's
right?
him like trying to learn how to like hunt the
Trying to
deer.
learn how to hunt it, right? We had to teach him how to do that. So what we had to do was we had to make a bad habit in that horse that we're gonna fix later,
Right.
right? Because that horse wanted to hide his chin all the time.
Yeah, you want to get over.
He wanted to be in here too much. So we had to teach him, pull that bit away from me. And we had to go, good boy, Dubs, good boy, right? And then we had to stand his shoulders up because we made a problem where he was leaving with his shoulders, right? Now we had to stand his shoulders up, but now we put pressure on, he stands his shoulders up, and sometimes, but not every time, he pulls the bits out of our hands.
Yeah, like usually when you go to stop, he's like,
Yep, yep. So we're gonna work through that, but we had to teach that bad habit in order to fix a bigger problem, right?
it's humid out here.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm melting.
Yeah. So keeping that in mind when we ride, you got to be able to put some up pressure on your hands before you switch to a ported bit for me,
Yeah, I agree.
right? Because a ported bit, you can't work out here anymore.
No, because this isn't like, it's not free and loose.
Yep. So what I'm looking for
I feel
personally,
like when you pull in one of those bits, I like your rear.
yeah,
Because it's like,
just stands them up. Yeah, yep, just stands them up. So probably the biggest thing for me, if I were to go like, when do I move up? They got to have some foot buttons.
Yeah, I agree.
When you've got some lift out of your legs, then you're ready to go into a ported bit and a one-handed bit, all right? If you're not ready to be able to pick up and use your foot buttons, you can't move into a ported bit for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're in this, here's why, all right? When I'm in that snaffle, grab a lot of stuff.
What's the difference between an S-shaped shank and a straight shank? The straight shank less severe.
Straight shank is more severe, I think.
And
The more your shank sits straight, the more action you get out of your bit.
Like this one sits a little curved.
Yep. So the more it sits straight,
Oh, it's-
yeah, it's super gummy.
Yeah.
The more straight and long it is, the more action you get,
Right.
right? The less length you have here and the less swept back it is,
Right,
the
right.
less you get,
Yep.
all right? So the reason why,
You're being
hold this.
bossy.
The reason why you have to have your horse with some down pressure before you move into a shank bit is because you can't work up here in this.
No.
Because if your horse flips their head above this, you don't have any action anymore.
No.
All right? In the snaffle, I still have action. In this, I don't. So if my horse learns that they can flip their head up in this, we're in trouble. You have no control up there.
Right.
All right? That's why you want to do that in a snaffle, because you still have the up
I
pressure.
was saying,
in
like,
the
I feel
snaffle.
like if you get up in this, you start pulling, your horse just flips over because it's like just hitting a roof with their mouth, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yep. Then you're like on those other bits, your shanks will turn upside down. The ones that the shanks swivel like this, like that shank will flip the other way because they're upside down, and it's just a mess.
That's
right?
when you abort mission.
You can get yourself in a bad way real quick.
Yeah.
Right?
I
So-
just like my snaffles. I'm
so-
just showing this.
Yeah, working in your snaffle is really important to me until you start putting your foot buttons on. Remember, in order to get there,
And not having to go to your hand as much.
in order to get your foot buttons on, your horse has got to keep his shoulders up on his own. Then you can start lifting his belly and driving things up to his shoulder.
Right. Yep.
All right?
Agree.
So probably that order, right? Leave his chin alone, bring his shoulders up to you, right? Get those shoulders rolled back like this so he stays on his butt. Then you can start adding foot buttons and rounding things back in. And then once you have things started to round, you can go to this.
Yeah, you don't have to always like break them down, shuffle, and do all the things.
Yep, yep. But you got to have the ability to come here, and you saw that when I was riding Peanut, right? Got to have the ability to come here like this and go to your feet and have that horse round into it. Because if that horse, if it goes, instead of going here and everything rolling up into it, if it goes this way, you're not ready for this bit.
No, this is scary then.
You got to go back to your foot buttons and put that snaffle back on.
Yep.
All right? Good. Good.
you guys
I
have
hope that
any-
helps.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. All right. What do the turbo lifter bits do? I'm melting, Macy. She's so sweet. She can't handle the humidity out here.
I'm melting.
Why is the spoon curved? It's less severe. Yeah, so that spoon is curved back, right? On those bigger bits,
I got some gardening gloves because the so gross you have to burn now.
on these bigger bits, right? It's curved and swept back. You gotta think that bit's in that horse's mouth, right? So if it's not curved back towards their tongue a little bit, you don't have as much time before that hits the roof of their mouth, right? So keep that in mind. Like, you hold this.
Yeah, for sure.
So like if I'm right here, and this is the roof of my horse's mouth, go ahead and action this bit for me, would you?
Nice.
Mason.
Oh.
All right, so this, my fingers are the
me
roof
too?
of my horse's mouth. Can you
Right.
see it on camera, Kel?
Yep.
Let me turn it.
So now she's gonna pull on the reins. See how it's gonna pry my fingers open? So here I'm trying to, and she just pulls and pries my fingers open. It pinches the back of my arm right here.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
See how it pinches that?
Does that
And look
hurt?
how this digs into my hand. That's my horse's tongue, right? It squeezes,
Oh.
squeezes their bottom jaw.
Here, bring that closer and we can go like
with a lot of things.
There you go.
here. Wait a minute now.
So here is my
There you
horse's
go.
mouth, right? This bit resting in my horse's mouth down here, chin strap on there,
Can you
right?
see it?
So now when she actions those reins and leverages off of those, you see how it puts a vise on my arm?
Ow.
That's the underside of my horse's jaw, right? That's that jaw bone, right? It's just vicing that, right? That's why we loosen our chin straps to make these less severe, right? So right here, now this is the roof of my horse's mouth, my fingertips, or I could come here like this, and now when she pulls on this, it leverages against the roof of their mouth, okay? So the more swept back your bit is, the less leverage you have on the roof of their mouth.
Does that hurt?
Yeah, it's hard. Hard to keep your hand closed.
Everybody should do this so
Yes.
they can get an idea of how severe that can be.
Yeah.
That's off. I can imagine like.
Yeah. Do you see why it doesn't work? Do you see why
Scares 'em.
banging your horse doesn't work? How is this? What is it going to do? Stand your shoulders up. That doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
Right? So what you ought to do, right, instead, is put pressure on that horse until he gives to the pressure and then get out. Right? And that's why we tell our clients to rub, mash, and roll. So she's gonna put pressure on the reins, hold that position until that horse gets soft. Do you feel him get soft?
Yeah.
So right here, she goes to pull. That horse is bracing. You see my hands turn white, right? Knuckles turn white. I'm bracing against her, and I soften up. You see her give? So that's when she gives, all right?
Good horseman.
Good horseman. Good feel. This is good hands, right? Good hands make good horses,
Precious gold.
right? So right here, pulling, leverage. That horse is working. He's all tight. He's all tense, and he softens. And then you feel it give.
Yeah.
And then she gets soft. She gives back.
Can I feel it? Can I see it feels like?
It's pretty dirty.
That's okay.
So what are the top, when you were doing that, what are the top of your fingers? What part
Top
of the
of your
horse
fingers,
is
this
that?
is the horse's mouth, the roof of their mouth. All right, so the taller your port, the more leverage you have right here. So make sure you try to keep your hands closed around this bit. There's our horse's mouth. I'm gonna go to my reins.
My arm's not big enough.
Yeah, your arm's not big enough to get the chin strap. So I got a smaller chin strap, right? Tighter chin strap on this one. But you can kind of feel how prise your hands open.
I can feel that.
All right?
No, you can
now
feel
put your
it now
arm
when
through.
you
Put your arm
twist.
through. All the way through. Yeah. So right here,
I mean, get this up.
yeah. Feel a thicker arm on there.
Okay, I'm stuck.
There we go. No, put it right here because your arm's not gonna be thick enough.
Oh.
I'm gonna use your coat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys got to come a little closer.
Yeah.
We're
There we
having
There we
some
go.
difficult
All right. So now she's gonna feel the vice.
Ow.
Ow, right?
That pinches.
Yeah,
Ow.
that puts a lot of pressure right here and under here, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially when like this digs into you right there.
Yep. Yeah, this right here is a ton of pressure on that horse's mouth, right?
Do it on her
on their
leg.
tongue, right there. It's on her leg. So that's everybody. You guys can do that at home.
Yep.
Hold that bit and have a friend bounce those reins. You guys can get a feel for what it's like to be banging your horse's mouth and floating their teeth in this thing. All right. So it's pretty severe. So just remember that when you ride, you can hold that bit in your hand, and however much you have to twist that, and it'll give you an idea of your chin strap too. You mentioned another stream. The 7 shank is my favorite bit to show in. What I prefer is a show bit.
There you are.
Which one, Mace?
7 shank.
And that one's not my favorite because it does twist.
No, I showed that one in the horsemanship and I loved it, remember?
Yeah, for horsemanship. It's
Yeah,
good.
I loved
Yep.
it for horsemanship.
I would say, what did we show Marley at the Pinna World when we were one hand? We showed an A-frame, didn't we?
No.
No?
She got way up here. Even Charlie did.
She got scared of it.
I
What did we
think it
show?
was the 7 shank.
Yeah, maybe it was.
It was something like the 7 shank.
Yep.
Was it the correction? I know it wasn't. We tried the A-frame, remember? She was like,
Yeah.
she kept going up here with her neck whenever we stepped back. She was scared of it.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, we didn't. I was like, get that out right now.
Yep. Loose the chin strap for sure. Yep. Yep.
I think it was a 7 shank we showed her in. I tried a Basel and then like, let's put a bit in her for the one class. I think it was a 7 shank.
Yeah. So then the lifter
I'll look
bits.
back on my video and look.
The lifter bits. And I had 2, right? I had a lifter bit and then the turbo lifter.
What are those?
So the chin strap is higher up on a lifter bit than it is a normal one.
What is a lifter bit?
So it was made, they were super popular. I don't see them much anymore, right? But they were really popular when we had like the peanut rollers and we were trying to come out of that stage because you could pull here and they would stand right up.
Did it like tighten?
Because the chin strap's so high, right? Think of how their jaw is
Oh.
made. It tapers down, right? So it's a lot wider jaw at the bottom or at the top. If you move this way down their face, it gets wider.
Oh.
So if that chin strap's higher up, you could bang it and have a lot more faster,
Okay.
right?
She wants you.
She's coming up.
Honey!
So then you could pick their head up a lot easier.
Right.
So when you put a little snap on a lifter bit, they came way up.
I'll have to look up what a lifter bit is.
I have some in the trailer
Okay.
or in my storage unit, one of the two.
I think so.
I don't ride them much anymore, but
What are your thoughts on gag bits?
they're not too bad, right? I have a sliding gag snaffle that I don't have out here. It's about wore out now. I haven't used it in a long time. I see people riding in gag bits with straight reins, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. At least it's not what I used them for when I was at Troy's. We use gag bits with snaffles a lot. And a gag bit,
Those scare me. I don't like those.
it's not a bad idea for horses that really root their noses, because when they push against the gag bit, it tightens back against them.
I feel like that's so evil.
Well, I mean, as long as you're releasing when they release, it does it for you, right? So if you take a hold of the gag and they lean on it, the second they come off of it, it slides back down and get an immediate relief.
Right.
So it's just like it's a mechanical thing that gives you a better release if you're not good at releasing yourself.
No,
Yep.
I agree.
Thoughts on offset rollers? I don't like rolling bits.
The ones that they're like.
Yeah, I don't like roller bits at all. I think it's super
I remember
distracting.
being in a class and I was like, what is that?
Yep, I think roller bits are super distracting.
What were they made for?
If your horse is busy.
Just horses that didn't really trust your hands or like your hands can't give their mouth something to do.
So they said they're like.
Just encourage them to keep their mouth moving so they can't tighten up their jaws bad. Yeah. I don't own one, so I mean, I guess I can't say either way, but I just don't own one. Yep.
I know some people that own one and they would just like roll.
Make a
for
lot
days.
of noise.
Yeah,
Yep.
they'd roll for days.
Yep, a lot of noise. Porty correction snaffles. I don't think I have one. I'm not even sure what one would look like.
Sported corrections.
It's just sniffles, but I'm assuming autocorrect nabbed that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's snaffles. I don't know. You have to post a picture of it.
Yeah, I've never seen.
These aren't like, no joke, guys. This is my bit collection, all right? And I don't think you need much more than
We try
this.
to keep it pretty simple.
Yeah.
We try to keep it just like snaffle, smooth snaffle, rubber snaffle, then like
Yep.
a little port, and the 7 shank, and nothing too crazy.
What I would advise people always is to get themselves a medium twist snaffle for sure.
Yeah, we always
need
fight
a
all that.
D-ring.
I'm like, I want it.
Yep. You need a D-ring, and then maybe you own a thin twist too, and then just own something similar to this, just a medium port, middle of the road bit,
Yeah,
and then something a little bit softer than that, like
like
this,
that one.
like that. Just own if you own those, you'd be okay
Yeah, you'd be fine.
with most horses.
Yep.
Right? If you own those 4, you'd probably be okay with most horses.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, like those bigger bits are really cool when you have a really broke senior horse that just like stays in its lanes.
Yeah.
I like those bits, but otherwise for like younger horses, I'm not a big fan of the A-frames or anything like that.
Nope.
Jinja, what are you doing?
My horse uses it as a pacifier since she's high anxiety. Yeah, and a lot of people ask about high anxiety horses.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions on
A
that.
lot of people ask about those. I think Dubs is probably our highest anxiety horse here.
He gets pretty nervous.
He gets pretty nervous. My biggest thing about high anxiety horses is go slow, right? Slow your hands
We
down.
need to slow everything down. Like we put Dubs in rubber snaffle, and we went back to like the basics and
Yep.
kind of tore it apart and put it all back together.
Yep.
And now he's a lot better. Like you can kind of handle him now.
Yep.
Like because you used to like the kid's gonna fall.
Just-
and the thing starts moving.
It's a cat.
Um,
They're talking about a cat.
so, yeah, I think
where I was going
for
with
high anxiety horses, I think you go slow, right? And hug them. Just hug them, hold them,
Yep.
right? Hold them until they soften up. And
Yeah.
a lot of people message about like anxiety at the cone and stuff. Ignore the cones. Don't worry about the cones. That horse is probably worried about the cones because you're worried about the cone.
Yeah, because you're like, where am I supposed to go? Where's
Yep.
the cone?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why we say like just put cones out in the arena and walk around them and stand next to them and just relax and
He
pet them.
even jogged over.
I run them over, right? So that horse doesn't learn to anticipate anything at the cone, right? High anxiety horse at the cone most likely have been schooled around cones.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, your horse's knowledge of a cone has nothing to do with his ability to navigate a pattern,
No, nothing.
right? As long as he's not scared of the cone,
Yeah, if he's not like freaking out. Or, like,
yeah,
saw a
if he's
chair
like
or-
snorting at it, then I would work on desensitizing him to the cone. Otherwise, he's never gonna see a cone the rest of his life.
Right.
There's no reason for him to unless he's in the show pen.
I totally agree with that.
No reason to. So, and that's like a log too, right? Like, I'm gonna get him desensitized to the log that he goes over it like it's nothing, and then I'm probably done going over logs, right? Unless I'm like working on a pinwheel for
Pinwheel.
my clients. But once they're comfortable over
I
logs,
feel like if they're balanced, they have rhythm, and
Yes.
they're not scared of logs, then you could navigate through a pattern perfectly fine.
Yep. Now for a D-ring or loose snap, I like a D-ring. We do for a horse sees trail class and flips out. Take him in there and don't worry about the class. What do you do for a horse that sees a trail class and flips out? Take him into class and don't worry about the class, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times anxieties are made in our horses when we worry about the class too much.
People get too worried about them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Dawn has 6 bits, not counting her 4 snaffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 7 bits and 4 snaffles. So I got 1 more than you.
Yeah, 1 more.
So, but I would say that's a
Whoa.
pretty easy, that's about a roundabout number.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Your way of teaching is very easy to understand. Awesome, Tony. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so what I do for the horses, I mean, like I said, I think that, I think people just worry about the class too much. They worry about showing too much, right? And I think that stems from worrying about what other people think of you.
Yeah.
So you mean go into the class and don't worry about
Make it lower pressure.
for the horse?
Yeah. I think we put so much pressure on our horse at the horse show. Like when we go to the horse show, it is less pressure for our horse than home.
Yeah, I agree.
Our home is hard. Our horse show is easy. And I think that happens backwards a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That people go to the horse show and that's the high pressure environment. And then at home is easy.
Right.
They don't push the horse very hard at home, but they go to the horse show and it's high pressure.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I see a lot of horses that get over-schooled at the horse show.
And people start freaking out and they're just like this the whole time.
Over-schooled and overdone.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's just so overdone.
Take a shot before you go into class. You chill the F out. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. And like for us, we're live a lot with our horses. So we're always under the microscope, right? We put this out here for everybody to see. We're always under the microscope. Our entire training program is under the microscope. But I'm confident in it, right? It works for me.
You believe in it.
I believe in it, and I've seen it work. So for me, I don't worry about what people think of me at the horse show, and I don't worry about what happens at the horse show, because I know they're horses, first and foremost, not robots, right? And it's easy to think that your horse was terrible and everybody else's horse was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easy to think that. But if you were to shoot a video of anybody's horse, you'll see every rider
Have a
working
bobble.
on it and fix it and have bobbles and not like it and have moments they didn't like it. Every single one of the people in that
Until
class.
you win it, you're like, that was the best ride of the horse.
Yeah. Everybody in that class is on a horse,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
There's
I've never
not
had like a perfect ride.
there's not one person on a dirt bike that just does everything you ask it to do, and then other people on horses. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
All right. Nobody's on a robot. Everybody's on a horse. You never know what'll happen when you're on a horse.
Right. No, I
All right. So just keep that in mind when you ride. Like, they're not ever gonna not take a misstep. Right? You're on a living, breathing animal. You're on dirt that changes all the time. You're in an environment that changes all the time.
You're on
right?
so many
There's stuff
people,
going on. It's a new place
and
for your
there's
horse.
Flags and there's food trucks and
Yep.
there's dogs and
I've never had a
lot
perfect
of
ride.
things.
Never ever had a perfect
No.
ride. I've had rides where I felt like my horse gave me less than he should have.
Yeah.
And I've had rides where I felt like I could really show my horse off because he was right there when I called on him, but I've never had a perfect ride. All right? And I would say that if you ever did have a perfect ride, it's not going to be at the show where you want it to happen.
No, it's usually in the warm-up pen when you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel really good. You go in the pen, you're like, what?
It's not going to be at the Congress of the World show.
No.
All right? And I stress to people, don't go out there to the horse show and try to win the warm-up.
It's hard not to.
So there's a lot of people that are out there trying to win the warm-up pen and like, man, my horse is knocking it out, and they go show and it runs away.
Right.
All right? It's crazy to me to look back on our training program and be like, we spend a year on these horses trying to go around for 10 minutes.
Not even 10 minutes.
And some of us get it. Some of us. Few of us get it.
It's so depressing.
It's hard. It's hard. Yep.
It is really, really hard.
But don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's just a horse show. There'll always be another one, right? And I think that when you get too much like, I gotta win this class, or if I don't win, people are gonna think I'm dumb.
Right. We're not good enough.
Yep.
Or I
Can't
beat
worry about
them.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't worry about that. That's why these virtual shows are brutal. Yep. That's me. I get nervous. Yeah. You can't get nervous. You gotta figure out how to make it fun because nobody will give you money back if something doesn't go like you want. Personal attainable goals are key. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly on the warm-up pen.
Yes.
Yep.
You see a lot of people out there trying to win the
There's a
warm-up.
lot of people out
It
there.
is fun. Like, it is fun to go out there and be like, look at my horse. But
Yep. I remember I was on a little black horse at the Michigan Futurity a few years ago, little 2-year-old, showing him at the Futurity, and they gave us like a big deal slot class, and he wasn't quite ready, but he was coming along, and I showed him, and they gave us like a 15-minute warm-up, and I was like, okay, I'll go out there and I'll practice a little bit for the warm-up. Well, I started looping him around, and I was like, whoo, this thing feels really good. And I was like, man, I'm gonna show off. Like everybody's staring at him. He looks awesome. And I'm like loping around. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I'm not like trying to keep him rocked back and keep him stood up, because I knew I should have known, like knowing now what I know, I should have known that I didn't have enough. Like I hadn't been going around long enough, solid enough to keep it together for 20 minutes without training on him.
Without training on him, yeah.
Right? So like, you gotta keep that in mind. You can't, the longer you set him down, the more broke he's gotta be. And he was one of those that like, I was just figuring out. Like we were maybe spent 2 weeks.
So what happened in the show pen?
Kind of going around for 5 minutes. And I was like, we're really close. But close would have been if I'd have gone out and showed him. So after 15 minutes of warming up, he was loping around and like knocking it out, I went to go show him, and we four-beated the class. It was horrible. I was just rumbling, dirt road rumbling the class. And I was like going to my spur and nothing was happening. And I wrote it out. You
didn't have me back then.
I wore it out.
I'm the talent behind this whole process.
So you have to keep in mind,
Just kidding.
like if you're riding your horse and you're like, some of our horses at home are a good example of that. We lope them off and maybe they keep it together left alone for a lap or 2 laps. And we've been doing that for a month. You are not going around. Did you catch that?
No, it's not.
That's good. So if you've only been doing that for a month, you are not solid enough to not have to school that horse in the warm-up.
Right. Like Peanut, we can go 10 strides and then we usually have to help again.
Yeah. Yep. That happened to me. I was perfect in the warm-up in the ring. He almost ran over the judge. Exactly.
Dirt road rumbling. Country boys need to make a
She had
song
a 2-year-old
about
at that maturity. Yeah. Don, oh no. Try getting a 6-horse hitch ready for 5 minutes. Oh boy, I can't imagine.
Oh,
Thanks for judging the Albury Virtual Show. You're very welcome, Sharon.
that was really fun.
Yep, that's why you have to have the right horse for you. Yep. I usually am practicing a twist and snaffle, but I ride my show bit once in a while. That's great, Nicole.
That's
fantastic. Western pleasure itself is super hard, 100%. Class is very difficult.
Every day I come out here, I'm like, we should do something else.
I hardly ever produce practice time, both pleasure and lunge line. Yep.
We were running today.
Can't. You'll wear them out. Yeah. Yep, we were running. We were barrel racing our horse today.
We were barrel racing Peanut around here.
Yep. So my mare's a snaffle bit. Once I have her head set, she pushed her nose out. Do I go to twist and snaffle, or is that because I added a chin strap as chain, not leather? So a snaffle bit, your chin strap is not going to touch him. You don't have any action.
We don't even have a
I don't
chin
use
strap.
it.
We don't even
Nope.
put chin straps on our snaffles.
So in your snaffle, your chin strap is never even going to touch him. All right. So when you put a ported bit on there, that's when you're going to start getting the action out of your port. All right. So that chin strap isn't doing anything for you in your snaffle. So don't think that it's coming from your chin strap. But if she pushed her nose out, once you have her head set, Jolyn, you can send us a video of that, because I don't think what's happening is what you think is happening. But I want to watch a video before I say for sure. Can't even say how many times I said if I only knew then what I know now. Yeah, 100%. Every year I learn something I would never do again,
different.
or something I would do different every time. Yep.
It's getting dark.
It is getting dark. It's 9 o'clock. So excited to watch the pleasure video. Yeah, you looked amazing, Sharon. Yep. Looked awesome. Yep. So yeah, and that's the big thing. Like with your practice time, there are not too many young horses that I'm going to use much of that practice time at all. And you see that, right? I think you can almost judge that class based on who's the sweatiest at the end.
Yeah.
Because if your horse is out there and he's super sweaty, I guarantee you are not winning that class.
Yeah.
You are not winning.
He's usually like drilling it really, really hard before. And
That
then
means
you
you're trying to
overdo
put it together still.
Yeah, yeah. And that's usually you see those horses like overdone and scared and like their head really low and
Yep.
just.
Because remember, a Western pleasure class is the horse, in any class really, is the horse that performs the highest degree of difficulty
It's
and makes it look the
easy.
easiest. So if your horse is sweaty still, when you're out here warming up, if you can come out here and ride and you like your legs, and it did not take you getting your horse super sweaty to get there, and he could maintain that position for laps, then you're ready to go to the horse show. But if you're coming out here and you like their legs, but you had to get them super sweaty to get there, you are not ready.
Like took you an hour before you got your
Yep.
legs.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not ready yet.
Yep, you are not ready. Absolutely.
Hopefully tomorrow is gonna be nice because this is gross today.
This is damp today.
Like I feel wet.
Yep. How often do I change bits between a seasoned horse? I I don't know. I've never had a seasoned horse. I don't have the luxury of that. Every class I'm late for, I usually win.
Perfect.
My horse that we won the showmanship with at the Congress. Okay, so we were sitting at the stalls, right? Last story before we get off here. We're sitting at the stalls, and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard anything be announced in a long time.
And you're always.
I watched the class really close, right? I haven't seen anything get announced in a long time. I haven't heard anything over loudspeakers. She's like second cut. She's like second to go in the second cut. So I'm waiting to hear when the first cut ends, because then we're gonna head up. They don't announce anything. I log on the live feed, and no, she was like fourth to go in the second cut. I log on the live feed. The very first horse in the second cut is on pattern. We are in the far barn at the Congress.
Been like, run!
So I said, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. So you get on the golf cart, and I trotted that horse to the pen. I untucked her boots as she walked into the pen. She showed.
I'd be like,
Like the whole time I'm trotting him, I'm power walking him. I'm walking like this to the pen, and he's like all the way down to concrete, all the way to the show pen, handed it to her at the pen, untucked her boots, and she went and showed. And she won.
that's so crazy.
So yeah, the horses that we don't get time to practice for, the horses that we're late with, usually
I
win.
feel like when you just get there too early and you're practicing, all the adrenaline starts to get to you and all the nerves.
You got
and
time to panic.
Yeah, and you're like, my horses are ready, my horses are ready. And it's
Yep.
like, no, you just gotta get in, show it, get it done.
Should you ride at home your show, Shank? Yeah, absolutely. You definitely should, because you got to know how he's going to be in it. And that's what, like, we'll try all these different bits on our horses to know what they ride in best. Right? And if they ride really good in one and we like the feel that we have in our hand, then we kind of decide, okay, based on that prep where he was, I like this bit. And then you can kind of decide as you go to the horse show, do I like that bit still? And if you don't, we bring all of them every time.
Every time,
And we
yeah.
can swap them out.
Yep.
Oh my God, I would have died. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I would have died too.
But that's just being like, she was really confident in the pattern. We schooled great. The horse warmed up great. We didn't ever practice the pattern at the Congress with that horse either. We practiced it with her on the ground. We warmed him up the night before. We went and showed it because we knew our horse was broke. Right? You gotta go the other way. Come.
But look,
Other way. Keep going further. There you go. There you go. Should tie tails in at home too.
It's
Yes.
melting.
It is. It's getting
Like
hot.
me, it's melting.
Yep. Should tie tails in at home, 100%. Good point, Dawn. Get your tails in at home. Get that horse comfortable holding the tail in.
Yeah,
Enzo kicked at his tail a lot when we first put it in.
and he was like,
So you'll feel that, like you'll feel them get kind of squirrely with that tail in. They're kind of tuck their tail up and they're not really sure what to do. So they got to get comfortable with that and going from there. Awesome. I don't like growing out early because I start to compare myself to others and doubt myself. Plus, Dutch just warms up with half a tank. Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that. I don't want to get up there. I don't want to see knee up. I just want to go in.
And like you'll learn your horse and you'll say like, okay, this horse, he warms up really good. And we have to, we got to just go show. Or this horse needs to be at the pen a little bit early so he can settle down up there.
Like, Peanut's going to have to go to the pen up a little early and warm up for a little bit. Like, Marley.
But she always starts out with a tank and a half.
Yeah.
She's always got a tank and a half. So that horse won't ever get tired. She always, like I barrel raced her today and finished up my ride and she's going just as slow as when she started.
Yeah.
I've never seen that horse tired.
No, she could do it like an all-day show.
Yep. Yep, she could show 100 classes a
Like,
day.
Marley was like, you couldn't warm up because you'd have nothing by like the finals.
Yep.
She was like,
Yep. I don't like to practice too much before class. She's her best first, second time. Yep. So like for us, that's why if you guys ever see me at a horse show, I'm like crazy about running to the pen, see where they're at, run back to my stalls. Run to the pen, see where they're at, come back to my stalls.
golf cart.
Yep. Because I want to be like 5-10 minutes before the class starts, be at the pen, couple laps, and go show. Right? Because if you come out in that 5 or 10 minutes and your horse isn't ready, honestly, there's not much you're going to do at the pen that's going to fix that.
No, you just got to show what you have or scratch.
Yeah. Yep. You either scratch it or you go in there and just, okay, it is what it is.
And you can't get mad about how you
And
do
maybe
it.
somebody else will have a problem today too.
Yeah.
Right? And there's been lots of times I've taken horses to the show pen and I've been like, it's not our day. Take them back. It's not ready. And that's okay. Right? An entry fee in the grand scheme of things is very small compared to what you'll do with that horse the rest of his life. All right?
Yeah,
So if you have to scratch your $12 class
Yeah.
or your $36 class at the Congress,
He keeps interrupting
sorry,
me.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I forgot. Something about Peanut.
Entry fees?
Yeah, because we wanted to show her, of course, but then, like, that was a huge eye-opening for us, is that we have to wait till they're ready. Because we could have gone to all these shows, spent a lot of money, but we would have had to keep scratching, or showed and we would have got mad and been like, oh, that was embarrassing.
Yep.
You know, so it's hard though.
Yeah.
It's hard to come to terms with that.
But like I always go back to, okay, how long is this horse gonna be a show horse?
Forever.
12 years? She's gonna show till she's 10?
Right.
Well, then who cares about these last 2?
Right.
She's got 8 more.
Right.
8 more to be broke and be a show horse. Right?
Jeremy is getting spooky.
It is getting spooky. All right, we can wrap it up right there. That's a good point. So we will be live tomorrow.
Yes, I'm not
Hopefully.
sure what time or what it's going to be, couch or at the barn.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll stay tuned.
Somewhere we'll be live along
Between
the way.
5 and 10, just be aware.
Yep. I'm done judging the horse shows now, so if I have spare time, maybe I'll just log on live and go over some videos
In the morning.
in the morning or during the day sometime.
Yep.
We'll kind of go from there. But yeah, we can kind of figure it out that way. That's good. It's good to be back. It's good to see you guys again. I missed you guys.
We missed all you guys.
Missed you guys.
And then we'll announce the winner Friday, the 4 lap winner.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. Friday's tomorrow. Friday, May 15th.
And then hopefully we have a special announcement for you. Other way, come. Hopefully we have a special announcement for you guys tomorrow, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Excited.
Perfect. It's good to be back. Stay safe out there, guys.
Love you all.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Macy.
This is LSH Live. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next one.
See you.